This is my first recording of Don't Starve Together. Um, my name is Josh, and I play DST with my son. We are not beginners. We've been playing for a couple of years, I think. We are not experts. And for those of you who have played Don't Starve or watched Don't Starve players, just to give you a sense of what I mean by that, we have never tried yet to kill Fuel Weaver or Celestial Champion, although we are getting ready to do those things. And watching some tutorials and things like that, but we have never done it on our own. But we have killed all of the other bosses, including Crab King once. And we've experimented with all of the different characters, and we know how to basically survive indefinitely without doing some of that advanced endgame stuff. So that's what I mean when I say we're not beginners, but we're also not experts. And my son wanted to start making some recordings. So that's what we're going to do. And in this first recording, I am going to talk about the settings that I use just to give me something to do while I'm making this first kind of test recording. And also because, if you're going to follow along, you should know what settings we use. So I'm playing on a computer, first of all. In terms of the basic settings, I turn my sound effects and music volume way down. I find those really distracting, and so I make them really low but not off. I also make my HUD size smaller. I don't remember what the default is, but basically I make the crafting menu and the HUD a little smaller, so they take up a little less real estate on my screen. And I'll play around with this. The loading tips, I've seen enough of the tips that I changed it from all to lore only. But if you're a newer player, you'd probably want both the lore and the tips, so go for all. Because some of those tips actually are helpful. I think auto login is default, show passwords. I don't use passwords right now because I only play local. But if I ever did, I'd probably disable that. Seafaring camera, that I think is default. Backpack layout. Integrated means it's down here at the bottom with the rest of your inventory, and separated means it's over here. I like integrated because I use my mouse to move things between the main inventory and the backpack, and having them near each other is great. None of this is interesting to me. Crafting pin pages, I've got it at 6, and I use all of them. Maybe I'll do a video on the crafting menu, a crafting UI, but I think the default on this is 3, and that's probably enough for a basic player. Okay, and then graphics, most of this is totally, I think, vanilla, except I have small textures and netbook mode disabled. I saw a YouTube that suggested that disabling these gets you some better performance. I have distortion disabled. I hate distortion. It makes the edges of your screen look all wavy and fuzzy, and honestly, it gives me a headache. So I have those. I have distortion disabled. I highly recommend disabling distortion. I just think, honestly, I hate distortion. I think it makes the game unbearable to watch. I don't even like watching other people play with distortion. And let's see, advanced. Some of this stuff, zoom sensitivity, I think. Honestly, I don't know if these might all be default. I'm honestly not sure. I don't remember. I don't do a lot with this menu, but here's what they are. I think some of these are if you are playing by yourself, but I don't use them a lot. Okay, controls. So the normally the action cue for picking stuff up, for instance, is space, and the attack is F. That does not quite work for my hand, so I've got these changed. But you've got to, you do what you do, and you can set what you want for your cursor and what you want for your things. Sometimes a mod will have a keybind. We'll talk about mods later. That will conflict with one of the defaults here, so that's why you might change it. And then languages, I'm English, so I don't do anything with languages. Okay, so that's the settings, and that's, honestly, that options tab, that is this video. We'll do something else next time. Bye.